It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Moor Beer Company and it's a can of their stout. I'm super excited for this beer. I've drank Moor Beer Company's beers now for a number of years. And the darkest beer I would say I've had from Moor Beer Company has been Old Freddie Walker. So to grab hold of this stout at 5% ABV in a 440 milliliter can and bring it home and review it is just tremendous. I'm just super excited. Now, I'm wondering already before I've even opened the can, is it going to be a thick, full-bodied stout? Is it going to be a dry Irish stout? Is it going to be a drinkable stout? Should we just get it out into a glass and see what we get? Beer in the glass then. Gonna give this a whirl. I want to create a lovely big stouty type head. There it is. So we've got a beautiful tan coloured head. It's a one finger tan coloured head. Very small carbonation going on. Lovely levels of carbonation up the side of the glass too. It's a jet black beer. If I rock the beer back and forth, there's no light bleeding through that beer whatsoever. It's a clean, clinical, apart from the big G, as I like to kind of reference it, the big G where they have prancing horses and horses running along a beach, and then they have the kind of the nitro look of the can. This is not a nitro stout. This is a proper, what I would call a proper stout. Stouts don't need to have nitro blown through them. They really don't. They create that for themselves. Just look. I mean, I can be a bit more rigorous with the swirl when I drink more of the beer. And that will be a real kind of a show of the beer. You don't need to have that whole thing with the horses, and it's an old advert now, but they always show that kind of the way that the beer's growing in the glass. It's just marketing from Big G. It's just the marketing. Let's get the aroma on this jet black beer then. Chocolate, coffee, caramel, roasty, toasty. Bit of raisin, bit of plum, bit of prune, bit of fig. It smells delicious. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Ho, 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 ho. That is tremendous. That is tremendous stout. Blimey, blimey, that is so good. Ah, so big and rich and creamy and decadent. I've had thinner imperial stouts before now. I've had imperial stouts at 8% ABV that don't have the mouthfeel that this beer at 5% ABV does. This is so rich and delicious and decadent. My goodness me. Now, I promised you that I would show you a rigorous whirl round in the glass. Now, I can show you that richness. I can show you that how decadent it is by, watch this, have a look at this. Look at that in the glass. It's like one of those YouTube fire log videos that people sit in front of for hours. I reckon if I made a video when I was swirling round a big thick stout like this for an hour, I reckon my audience retention would be off the scale. That is wonderful. Mocha coffee, rich cappuccino latte like thick creamy coffee. It's like melting a cube of chocolate in your mouth. It's creamy, kind of sticky caramel. Those are the flavours, but if you think of the mouthfeel, if you think of how kind of rich this beer is, how thick this beer is, then you think of coffee. You think of latte with that creaminess, that milkiness to it. You think of a cube of chocolate melting in your mouth. You're greeted by a slight bitterness, if you buy the right chocolate. A slight bitterness, but a rich, creamy mouthfeel. It's why chocolate is sold in its millions of bars per day, billions probably. It's the feeling, it's the mouthfeel, it's the experience. And this beer does just that. It does just that. I've not been... Now, again, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Some of my beer reviews of late, some of them may have been a bit flat. Some of them may have been a bit like I'm going through the motions, like talking about the head, it's hoppy, you know, it's golden, and the beers probably failed to excite me as much as it probably should have done. But this, I think this is pulling out. I think when you love beer as much as I love beer, but you've tried beer, you've drank over 8,000 beers, I think it's only natural that the great beers on the channel now get my level of excitement where it should be. Where it should be when I'm reviewing maybe session IPAs, and maybe back in the old days when I first started reviewing beer, and I loved everything. I'd be dancing around my kitchen, absolutely loving everything, you know. When I was getting into, you know, when you're learning so much about beer and you're tasting so many different flavours and experiences, this very beer reminds me of my old self. The old beer reviewer in me that used to dance around the kitchen and used to be super excited by everything I try. Some beers, the great beers, still pull that level of excitement out of me, and I'm still able to, yeah, chocolate coffee caramel, you know, remember them days? This is wonderful. I can give it a bit more of a rigorous whirl round in the glass. Now look at this beer. Look at the quality of this beer. This is easily my stout of the year. This is by far 10 out of 10. I haven't even put the glass down. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. My stout of the year. 2022 stout of the year goes to Moor Beer Company. We've still got 3 months to go. 3 months to go. So if you guys think that there's a better stout out there that I'm going to kind of displace this with for the rest of 2022, then please, if you want to send it to me, that's up to you. But please let me know in the comments box, and I'll try and purchase that bottle of stout that you think that might be this Moor Beer Company stout, because this is flipping brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. 10 out of 10. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!